WRRS.
Hello, Intermediate School, and we welcome you here to Channel WRRS on November 16, 2018. I am Isabel Nolan.
And I'm Alex Morris. We pride ourselves with bringing you the latest intermediate school news. Let's go to the map outside the office to get the latest update on where homerooms are on the journey across the U.S.
Here we are at the map. Oregon Trail, we have Mrs. Hazard and Mr. Jones. In the Battle of Little Bighorn, we have Miss Iene, Miss Canty, Mrs. Thompson, Miss Wall, Miss Hillman, Mrs. Burrett, and Mrs. Williver. In Yellowstone National Park, we have Mrs. Thompson, Miss Thomas, Mrs. Ziegenfuss, Miss Rao, Miss Rose, Miss Flat, and Mr. Scholes. In the Arches National Park, we have Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Stark. And then skipping past Alcatraz Island, we have to Area 51, we have Mrs. Fletch, Miss McDaniels, Miss Smith, and Mrs. Hahn. We only have 3 more places left on the map: Grand Canyon, Colorado, and North Dakota. Still have time to get those tickets in, so show respect, responsibility, and safety.
Back to you!
Thank you for the update. We are getting to the end of the first marking point. What homeroom will make it to the Theodore Roosevelt National Park in South Dakota in the 3rd week left?
You still have time to catch up, so show respect, responsibility, and safety. Get those tickets in.
Our next stop on our journey is the Grand Canyon, Arizona.
The Grand Canyon is a steep-sided canyon carved by the Colorado River in Arizona and is considered to be one of the 7 wonders of the natural world.
It is 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and can have a depth of over 1,000,000 miles. Theodore Roosevelt was a major proponent of preservation of the Grand Canyon area and visited many times.
Nearly 2 billion years of Earth's geological history has been exposed as the Colorado River cut through layer after layer of rock. For thousands of years, the area has been continuously inhabited by Native Americans who built settlements within the canyon and its many caves.
The Pueblo people considered the canyon a holy site.
The rocks at the bottom of the canyon are around 2 billion years old.
The rocks at the top are around 230 million years old.
The Grand Canyon became a national park in 1919 and was the 17th park to be established in the U.S. Let's watch a video that will show us the canyon.
A giant chasm, bigger than anything on the North American continent. A place so daunting in scale, no American had yet managed to journey into its depths. A place now known as the Grand Canyon. Today, visitors come to its rim to be thrilled and unnerved. But when early European travelers first stood here, they simply could not comprehend the canyon's enormous scale. While scientists still don't know exactly how the canyon was created, they do know that its story stretches back more than 1.5 billion years, thanks to colorful layers of rock that are now exposed in the canyon's walls. The oldest of these is a black rock known as Vishnu schist. It was created from deposits of volcanic ash, mud, and sand that washed down from ancient mountains. In the hundreds of millions of years that followed, oceans, deserts, and swamps came and went across this part of Arizona, leaving behind more layers of sedimentary rock, so many that they created a giant plateau. Just 250 million years ago, the youngest layer in the canyon's walls was laid down. It's a light-colored stone known as Kaibab limestone. It was only after these deep and colorful rock layers were formed that the Colorado River started carving a giant canyon through the plateau's floor, feeding it with thousands of tributaries that eroded the landscape even more and helped expose the colorful layers below to create this giant chasm, which reaches, in places, 18 miles from rim to rim. It's a process of erosion that continues. A process that's created some of the canyon's greatest landmarks. From towering rock pinnacles near Temple Butte to deep geological scars known as the Hindu Amphitheater, and soaring above, the Tower of Ra.
This sounds like an awesome place to see.
Next stop is after north, another park, Mesa Verde National Park in Colorado.
We have new winners of the Respect, Responsibility, and Safety drawing.
Shay Bryant, 4th grade, won the water bottle.
Ethan Button, 5th grade, won the bag.
Dakota Souls, 5th grade, won the chance to be in a challenge.
Congratulations.
Get those tickets in so you have a chance at winning next draw.
Congratulations to the cast of Aladdin.
You and everyone that tried out for the play showed great bravery.
You are all Red Ranger strong.
We have a shout out this week.
Mrs. Stark, shout outs to all 3 of her math classes for everyone showing growth in our place value and multiplication. She also wants to shout out to all of her classes for maintaining a mathematical mindset since the beginning of the year.
Every day she sees your brains grow in class. Keep up the good work.
We won't have a WRRS next week because it is a short week.
So have a thankful break. Make sure you take time to remember all the things you can be grateful for.
We will be back November 30th with all the update news. This brings an end to our broadcast this morning.
Don't forget to show respect for our school, our classmates, family, and community.
We are respectful.
We are responsible.
We are safe.
We are Red Raider strong.
What are we going to be? We are going to be... One more time.